Welcome to the blues lesson number 3. That is the rhythm and shuffle on high G ukulele. All right, so this will all be for the high G ukulele. I'll be using my Ohana high G right here. So this is a soprano body with a tenor neck. I have let's see, kind of arthritis sometimes, so I like a little bit more space on the nut, and I thought that this was a little bit thicker than a normal ukulele neck, and I like the string tension better on a tenor versus a soprano, but this still gives me the soprano sound, so I really like it. It's all solid mahogany. It sounds great. I got a B stock from Mims for like $170, so total steal. But yeah, so this is what we'll be doing this lesson on, the high G ukulele, all about rhythm and shuffle. All right, you guys excited? Cool. Let's get started. Note about technique. I'm gonna mostly use a pick, but you can use any technique that you are comfortable with, or if you want to try a new technique for this, you can do that as well. Some people say that picks are bad for the strings. Absolutely. Hitting anything is bad for it. If you hit the strings with your fingers, that's bad for you. You hit it with your nails, that's bad for you. You hit it with a pick, that's bad for it. So eventually the string will break. You're gonna have to buy a new string. That's how it works. Pick's not really gonna do any more damage than anything else. Lots of people play with picks, so I wouldn't really worry about it. The one thing I would worry about is your ukulele body. I don't know if you've ever seen Willie Nelson's guitar trigger, but he plays like a classical style guitar, nylon guitar with a pick. It doesn't have a pick guard, so it hits the body and wears it away over time. Now, obviously, he's been doing it for a long time. Guitar is a lot bigger, and there's more body to hit, so it's not really that much of a concern on ukulele, but just watch out for that when you're picking. If you're using a pick, don't pick down and hit the body. If you're feeling that, stop that. Make sure you're picking out. So yeah, we're gonna be using a pick. I'm gonna be using a guitar technique called palm muting. And the electric guitar has a lot of feedback and a lot of power anytime you play it, so I've gotten used to sort of playing bluesy or rocky stuff with my palm right here, and I won't be doing that all the time, but sometimes I will be, and that's just to control which strings are ringing out. It's a cool thing to get comfortable with. You see, I'm muting them. It's just something that guitarists do, and I used to play guitar a lot. I went to college for guitar. So it's something that I do when I'm playing this style of music, especially with a pick. But you don't have to do it because obviously it's an acoustic, but whatever, you can do it if you want to. Like I said, you can do pick style. We'll be doing pick. You can do with your thumb if you want. I'm not very good at it, sorry. Like Wes Montgomery, or there's a lot of guys who do that. You can use your nail as a pick. I do that a lot. You can do finger style, like just idiosyncratic, whatever finger style. Use all your fingers if you want. I don't know. You can do like a Pima style, 2-finger style, or even claw hammer if you want. Anything you want, but I'm probably going to use a pick for this. That's what I feel comfortable doing. So the first part of the lesson is 12-bar blues. Now, we talked a little bit about that in the last video. It is a progression. It is not the end-all be-all for blues, but it's very, very close. It is a chord progression. Chord progression is just a series of chords. I assume everyone knows what a chord is at this point. If you don't, it's any more than one note is a chord. So the blues progression, it's called the 12-bar blues, the basic one. So it's going to be 12 bars. Now, when you look at a piece of sheet music, I'm going to have this up here, so you So we're going to be doing this in G. That's a nice key for the ukulele, in my opinion. So as you can see, we have 4 bars of G, and then we're going to go up to the 4, which is C. It's going to be 2 bars of C, and then we're going to go back to what we're calling the 1, the G, for 2 bars, and then it's going to go up to the 5, which in this case is D, and then back to C, and then back to G. Now the fun thing about blues is, remember when I was saying in the last video about blues tonality, it's ambiguous, it's major, minor. So as you can see, we're doing major here, all the keys are major. In a normal music theory, you can't make everything major, but you do have these 3, 1, 4, 5. But in traditional music theory, only the 5 is going to be a 7th chord. But in blues, you can make anything a 7th chord, so that's kind of fun. So you can make any of these a 7th chord. It's G, C, and D. So you can play G7, C7, and D7 if you want, or you don't have to either. It doesn't matter. Like I said, it's ambiguous. I wouldn't play the minor right now. We're learning major, but the soloing we're going to be doing is going to be in minor, which we'll explain that. That's going to be fun. All right, so we're going to start with the first chord, which of course is G or G7. So it's just going to be just like this. Do, do, do. You can make it a 7th. Right? All right, so the second chord is going to be C or C7. I usually do it like this. And then the last chord is going to be D or D7. Now this is sometimes a tricky chord for people. You have to hold down these 3 notes. I can just about do it with those 3 fingers. You can also go like this. I'm not very good at that. But the great thing about blues is, like I said, everything can be a 7th chord, so we can just make this complicated 3-finger chord, a 2-finger chord, make it D7 right there. So the 3 chords become or some combination, you know. So if you have those down, if you're comfortable with those chords, we'll move on. If not, pause, go back, make sure you have all those chords down, and we're just going to go ahead and move my camera there a bit. All right, so we've got my metronome out. We're going to set it to 100 beats per minute. We're going to play through this chord progression real quick. Just so we're comfortable with it, 12-bar blues in G on our high G ukulele. So yeah, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 2, 3, 4. 3, 2, 3, 4. 4, 2, 3, 4. 5, 2, 3, 4. 6, 2, 3, 4. 7, 2, 3, 4. 8, 2, 3, 4. 9, 2, 3, 4. 10, 2, 3, 4. 11, 2, 3, 4. 12, 2, 3, 4. All right, you got it? So that's the 12-bar blues. That's how you play it. Now, probably at this point, though, you realize that doesn't sound very great, or it doesn't sound very exciting. And the thing that we're missing that blues has is the swing, all right? So blues music swings very hard. What is swing? Obviously, you know what swing music is, like big band swing music. It swings really hard. So does blues, so does rock, so does a lot of Western American music. Very swingy. So instead of even quarter notes, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and long and short and long and short and long and short and long. Do 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 do, not do 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 do. So instead of playing like this, strum, but it's not. Difference. It can be harder depending on your culture. If you're not from a culture that listens to a lot of swing music, then you're going to have trouble swinging. It's usually easier for like Americans because almost all our music swings basically over here, in my opinion. But yeah, so you just want to get that swing motion down though. 1, 2, 3, you know. You can start out really exaggerating it and then try and get a little bit more subtle. But the other thing we want to talk about here is what's called a shuffle. So in the low G lesson, we learned about doing the shuffle like this. And you can totally do that on the high G ukulele. And if you want to do that, go back and watch the low G lesson and just do the same thing that I'm doing, except it'll sound a little bit different because it's a high G. We're going to do something a little bit different here. We're going to do something that is just a little bit more to the high G. It's not just like in an imitation of what a guitar does. We're just going to do some fun little hammer-ons and pull-offs to imitate that shuffle. So instead of going, we're going to be going like this. So make your G chord, and then you're going to take your pinky and add it on right here on the 4th fret on the C string. And you're going to go like this. Just like this, you're going like this. Alright, and you can even add in this note if you want. Cool? Alright, so obviously next we have to go to the C chord. And there's a couple of different ways we can do a little hammer-on shuffle here, but I'm just going to do it this way. See right there? Or you can play with 2 fingers right here if you want. So, yeah, so see, we're going from to. Cool? Alright, so now we got the last one. We're going to do the little hammer-on part down here at the bottom. See, so we're going to do the shape right here with these 2 fingers. 2, 0, 2, 0. But then the hammer-on is going to be on the 2nd fret of the high E string, or A string here. So got it? All right, if you don't, pause, practice that, come back, because we're about to go ahead and do it along to the backing track, okay? All right. Play the chords along to the backing track. So you can play it along to this video, or if you want to do it separately, I have the backing track linked in the description of the video. It's just the 12-bar blues in G. I made it in iReal Pro and just like took a little video of it, a screen video. So we're gonna play along to that. We're gonna do the first 2 times through. We're just gonna do the regular chords, and then we're gonna do the little shuffle pattern. And we're gonna try and make sure that we swing it. And I'll not swing it, and I'll swing it to show you the difference too. Okay? All right, ready? Not swung. Swung. See? Now we're gonna do the shuffle. Now combo. Yeah, see? So yeah, you're just adding that shuffle rhythm into things. And you just make sure that it's always there. You never want to be sounding like a square when you're playing, right? You know, how does the song go? It don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing. Or, you know, what's the Disney song? Everybody Wants to Be a Cat. The song's all about people who can't swing, okay? That's what it's all about. So yeah, so just practice that. If you have a metronome, use that. You know, if you don't have one, you can probably download an app on your phone, or so instead of going. See, like that. All right, cool. Okay, so that's kind of the end of this video. It's just about the high G rhythm and shuffle. Oh, sorry, camera keeps moving. It's pretty cool. It's a good thing to know. You should definitely know your blues. You should definitely know how to shuffle. You should definitely know how to swing. All things that can help you outside of the blues too, because half the popular songs are blues progressions or 1-4-5. So if you know how to play over those, you're probably doing okay. The next lesson is going to be about soloing, specifically for low G, just because that's what I usually play. I'm not really doing a lesson on how to specifically solo on high G, because that's not really my specialty, and I kind of feel uncomfortable doing that. You know, I don't really do that kind of like John King, Fernandez style Campanella type thing. But most of the stuff that applies to low G work on high G. It's just a little bit different. So if you want to go ahead and watch that video, you'll definitely get stuff out of it. I could play a little solo right now just to end the video, just to give you an idea of what the same principles from the low G video would sound like on high G. It'll still sound cool. So we'll just end on that, okay? All right, so if there's any questions, ask me. If there's anything you didn't like, let me know. If there's something you did like, let me know. Any questions, anything, just let me know in the comments or shoot me a message on any social media. Okay, cool. So here we go. Blues in G, solo on a high G ukulele. See you next lesson.